A scary morning in McGoffin County.
Everyone usually pulls together, and we've been through some tough times in the past. When someone hurts, everyone tends to hurt.
3 students on their way to school in 2 separate cars collide. One was flown out. See how their school is trying to lift up their spirits. An onslaught of rain begins to take its toll on the mountains. A slide in Perry County delayed morning travel.
A big hassle for me because, I come through there every day, and that's the way that I have to come to get to downtown.
Hear how it also impacted some businesses and when the road might reopen.
More sunshine is expected briefly for your Valentine's Day, but we continue to watch our next system move in. We'll tell you all the details now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Tonight, we continue to track breaking news out of Perry County. You should expect delays if traveling Old Highway 80. Crews say just avoid that road if possible. Now, as you can see in this live picture, firefighters have been battling the flames since about 4:30. They were unable, obviously, to save this home. Now, we did just learn a bit of good news. No one was inside that home. It's not even clear if anyone lived at the home. Of course, we have a reporter there, and we'll have more tonight at 11. It was a scary day for students and educators in McGoffin County. A 2-car crash sent 3 students to the hospital. One of them was flown out. Now the school and community is coming together to support everyone affected. WYMT's Connor James has more.
This road doesn't seem dangerous now, but that was not the case early Wednesday. Deputies called it a sheet of ice. The early morning crash along Route 7 sent 3 students to the hospital.
It was bad, obviously, but it could have been worse.
But now the McGoffin County High School community is coming together to make sure those 3 students know they're not alone.
We have worked with the art teacher and those art students to make get well cards.
Students and staff wishing everyone a speedy recovery.
Our students will have the freedom to just swing by the art room, whether or not they have art class or not, to write a get well wish or a message or just to sign their name.
This community has been through tough times before.
Everyone usually pulls together, and we've been through some tough times in the past. When someone hurts, everyone tends to hurt.
But they're hopeful.
They seem to be doing well. In one student's case, they're still doing some scans and some procedures.
And optimistic.
We're confident that they will all have a good recovery.
That the students will be back in the classroom in no time. In McGoffin County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
As for the status of the students, we are told all 3 were awake and responsive. Their names were not released. The school resource officer says they'll be talking about driving safety with all student drivers in the coming week. Today, police found a woman dead in a Harlan County river. Investigators say someone found Rebecca Johnson's car in the river off Kentucky 38. Police believe she crashed yesterday evening in Close Splint. The car went beneath the waters and was not noticed until the water receded. Johnson was 46 years old. Tonight, an exclusive look at newly discovered home video from one of the worst disasters in eastern Kentucky's history. On February 28, 1958, a school bus carrying 48 elementary and high school students in Floyd County plunged into the Big Sandy River. 26 children and their driver died, making it the worst school bus accident in U.S. history. Here is the new video that you can see is in color. It shows scenes of the rescue efforts. A family donated it to Michael Crisp, who directed a documentary about the bus crash several years ago. He plans to add it to the film. Crisp hopes to have a screening in Prestonsburg this spring. Now, we plan to share more of this new footage and talk to Crisp on the 61st anniversary in about 2 weeks. 3 men charged with killing a man in Whitley County will appear in court Friday. Here they are from left to right: Jordan Miracle along with twins Jamie and James Muse. Investigators found Billy Lawson stabbed multiple times in his game room off just outside of Williamsburg. The Muse brothers say they went there to gamble. They claim Miracle is the man who killed Lawson. Miracle chose not to talk to us yesterday. All three face murder, robbery, and tampering with evidence charges.
Clearing skies and colder temperatures. That's the main story for your Wednesday. And as we take a look at satellite radar, a few clouds working in from the southwest, but fair weather clouds at this time, which is great news, and no rain expected for tonight. It's 40 in Jackson, 44 in Hazard, and those 30s now showing up to the north. Winds still howling at times, anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, with gusts of 20 plus still possible. Now remember, you can always get the forecast wherever you go on the WYMT weather app. You'll see by 4 o'clock we'll drop down to 34 degrees and we'll see 35 around 7 a.m. We'll have a full look at that forecast coming up, Steve, in a few short minutes.
Thank you, Andrew. The rain we saw this week has certainly been wreaking havoc on eastern Kentucky. Last night, a slide happened here in Hazard, and it snarled traffic all day. WYMT's Will Puckett has more on how it affected people who work downtown and what city officials are saying about the headache.
One of only the few ways into downtown Hazard was closed for almost all of Wednesday.
It is a main artery for us coming through town, so we do watch this area, but we've never had anything of this magnitude come off before.
Two signs saying road closed signaled a rough start to the morning for people around town.
A big hassle for me because, I come through there every day, and that's the way that I have to come to get to downtown.
This is the scene, a rock slide blocking the northbound lane of North Main Street, sending people on a wild goose chase to get to where they need to go.
So a lot of folks not having a lot of patience this morning, understandable, wanting to get to work, wanting to get their kids to school and dropped off.
Mud and water all over the place, a scene and headache affecting people just trying to make a living.
We're trying to promote small businesses here and stuff like that, so, that definitely hurts our business. So.
As workers meander their way to the spot with only little activity going on. People wondering, where's the cleanup crew?
There should have been definitely at least something done.
Leaving people late and frustrated. In Hazard, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
And we're told state highway crews were late getting to North Main Street because they were busy working on another slide in the county, and at last check that roadway was still closed. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Today we called to check on the Pratt Mountain project here in Perry County. That roadway was closed last week. One section of it is basically gone, as you can see in this video. So much of it is gone, crews have struggled to begin to fix the road. Work could last weeks, if not longer. They plan to stabilize the embankment by drilling in railroad steel. Coal miners give the Harlan County Chamber of Commerce an inside look at the success of their company. JRL Coal General Manager John Quintrell says the future for coal in Harlan County and eastern Kentucky is bright. With more than 250 employees, some working for other companies partnered with JRL, workers say they have already distributed 1 million tons of coal and hope to distribute 500,000 more later this year.
We would be not telling the truth if we said that there's going to be some struggles. We feel like there's a lot of opportunity. We've got some contracts that go out 3 and possibly 5 years here pretty soon.
Though coal is mostly produced for power generation, Quintrell says industrial and specialty market needs will help companies like JRL survive in eastern Kentucky. This time of year, girls are looking for the dress of their dreams for prom, and with high price tags, many just can't afford to go to the dance. That's where places like God's Closet come in to help. But Garrett Weimer explains why this year they could be a few dresses short.
Pastor Ken and Carol Bolin of Manchester Baptist Church started God's Closet over a decade ago to help families here in need. They've watched as their ministry has expanded, now giving out 51,000 items of clothing each year.
The first week that we opened up, we had one long table and with some clothes on it, and you can see how it's grown.
They also use their ministry to give out prom dresses that otherwise often come with hefty price tags. But their plan to help high school girls say yes to the prom dress hit a snag when someone stole a number of dresses from a storage closet.
When he rolled the camera back, he saw that it was a truck and 2 people, and they had used a crowbar.
God's Closet has this as a place folks can drop off clothes after hours. The Bolins tell me the worst part about it is if someone needed help, All they had to do was ask. They've been collecting dresses for months, getting them through donations and shopping around at thrift stores. But while the theft may slow them down, it certainly won't stop them.
Even though it's a prom, we feel like we're just showing the love of Jesus, that we can just kind of share.
Thankfully, they still have most of their dresses stored at the high school, but they'll need more to make up for those lost and to make their dream of making prom special for everyone a reality. In Clay County, Garrett Weimer, WYMT Mountain News.
If you are interested in donating, you can reach out to Carol at Clay County High School where she works, or on their Facebook page, Say Yes to the Prom Dress. Tonight, an update on a deadly shooting. This morning, we learned a Martin County man faces upgraded charges. A grand jury indicted Elwood Six last week on a first-degree manslaughter charge. He initially was indicted for second-degree manslaughter. We do not know the reason for the enhanced charge. Investigators say he killed Rodney Stepp in 2017. His trial is set for June 17th. Police say a man and woman stole a car at knife point yesterday. They eventually arrested Justin Collins and Lindsay Rose. Police say they asked a man to come pick them up. Once inside, investigators told us Collins pulled out a knife and demanded the victim to drive. He ended up getting away. Once tracking down the car, police say they ran off. Both face robbery and other charges. She won Kentucky's Miss Basketball a few years ago. Now she's a star for the University of Kentucky. Tonight, you have your chance to meet Macy Morris back here in the mountains in Pineville. WYMT's Justin Case is there live and explains how she is influencing the next generation of girls hoops.
Steve, this is the first time Macy Morris is back in Bell County hosting a meet and greet, signing autographs for fans. You're going to see right here behind me the Bell Theater. You're going to see Welcome Home Macy and Go Cats. So this started at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're told that in that first hour of time, 200 fans came here to get autographs signed, just to meet her. And a lot of fans, especially the younger generations, are just so thrilled to meet her because they say she's her idol. She's their idol, and they really want to play like her and be like her one day.
I just love Macy. I think she's a great player. I think she deserves to be in the WNBA right now because of how good she is and how good she plays.
Now, Steve, Macy Morris is up for 2 awards, one of them being the National Player of the Year Award. That's through the Naismith Trophy Top 30. And coming up a little bit later on in sports, you're going to hear from Macy Morris about this event and just the support she's had throughout her career. Back to you.
All right. Certainly a good event down there. Thank you, Justin. Economists think a bill that would legalize sports betting in Kentucky could generate nearly $20 million a year. The bill would legalize betting on professional and college sports, as well as legalize online poker and fantasy sports. Representative Adam Koenig, who sponsored the bill, thinks it has a good chance of passing. Officials with the Family Foundation say right now the Constitution only allows for state lottery, bingo, and wagering on horse races.
Well, it is a dry day and a dry end to your Wednesday, but what can we expect for tonight? You'll notice temperatures already dropping into the 30s. We'll break down what you can expect for your Valentine's Day in 5 minutes.
But first, the emotional story about how a new Laurel County cafe came to be.
The Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And we've all been in that situation where we needed help.
Meet the pastor who explains how the idea to provide free meals to those in need is life-changing. A church in Laurel County is giving back to the community in a big way by serving warm and free meals to anyone. Rich or poor, all are welcome. WYMT's Paige Noel has more.
Restoration Ministries in Laurel County are opening their doors to anyone who is hungry.
You don't have to be homeless to be hungry.
They call it New Day Cafe.
One of the main goals of our mission statement of what we wanted to do is to make a dent in our community.
A cafe where anyone can go to get a hot meal.
Just something that we felt like, for them to be able to come in and sit down, feel like they were at a restaurant, having dinner with their family, that would be a better atmosphere for everybody.
There are about 40 volunteers who seat and serve those who are hungry.
We like to just bring their food to them, ask them if we can pray for them.
They were given this opportunity through the Child and Adult Care Food Program through Corbin Public Schools.
That's what God's called us to do, is to love on people the way that He does, and to just accept them.
And after about a week in, they already realized just how much of an impact they are making in the community.
The Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And we've all been in that situation where we needed help. And just to be able to help people is our heart.
Helping the people who need it the most. In Laurel County, Paige Noel, WYMT Mountain News.
The New Day Cafe is open Monday through Friday from 5:30 until 7, and on the weekends they'll be serving a hot breakfast from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning.
It was a beautiful day across eastern Kentucky, and what's unusual about today is it's the first day of the last 10 where we've actually topped out in the 40s. 45 degrees after an unseasonable start in February. We're now back to the up and down pattern that you would expect with some cold fronts, and we'll see a little bit of a buildup on that roller coaster chain tomorrow before another cold shot just in time for your Saturday. Temperatures right now, they're at 40 degrees in Jackson, 40 in Pikeville, the 30s. They continue to drop up to the north in Rowan County, and it's those areas to the north that are going to be in the upper 20s and a little bit lower than our average low temperature tonight of 33. Winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10, and there might be an hour or two where temperatures actually increase, say around 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight as we get that southwesterly wind to really pump in. Now, the temperature trend kind of similar to what it's been like we showed you over the past 5 days. We're expecting a warm up, dropping down to the 40s as we head into your Saturday, and then 50 degrees as we get into your Sunday, with 45, another cold shot of air on that Monday forecast. Of course, the next system comes in late Thursday night into your Friday morning. That cold front swings through. The second system pumps some moisture in just in time, and maybe some snow on your Saturday forecast, and why not add another one? Third system comes in early Sunday morning, a brief chance of snow to the north before turning to all rain for that Sunday forecast. Of course, we'll take each system one by one, and you can get the latest forecast whenever you want, 24/7, right there on the WYMT weather app. Steve, a more seasonable pattern after a very mild and warm start for your February, so we'll keep a close eye on it.
At least a nice Valentine's Day coming up.
That is true. Should not impact dinner plans at all.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Coming up in sports, we named this week's Player of the Week after having multiple standout performances last week. But first, we'll head back down to Bell County and hear more from UK senior forward Macy Morris. That's next.
This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
Well, just a little bit ago, we heard from fans attending Macy Morris's meet and greet in Bell County. The senior guard is signing autographs and connecting with people who watch her out on the court. We check back in once again with WYMT's Justin Case, who talked with Morris about the success she's having this season.
Marcus, it's pretty incredible. The Hazard native who grew up here in Bell County is up for 2 huge awards this season, one of them being National Player of the Year. And behind me, right inside the Bell Theater, is where she is, still meeting with some fans, still signing some autographs. Now, she did grow up here in Bell County, of course, played her high school basketball at Bell County. She says that she really loves coming back here. She's had an opportunity to reconnect and see some old coaches. I think she said even old principals and teachers came in here. But she really enjoys meeting a lot of the fans who cheer her on throughout her career. But she says that, something that she's really thankful for is just to be mentioned in these categories for the awards, something she really credits to her teammates and coaches. But she says right now her focus is just playing her best basketball down the stretch.
I think we can go as far as we want. I mean, we just have to put in the work and play together, and when we're playing our best basketball, we're hard to defeat.
Marcus, I'm going to have much more on this whole event coming up tonight at 11, but just a quick reminder that Senior Day for the Lady Cats basketball team, that's fast approaching. That's February 24th at 2. And again, we're going to have much more from fans, her parents, and Morris tonight at 11. Marcus.
Thanks, Justin. Kentucky back in action this Sunday against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tip-off set for 2 p.m. Of course, just like Justin said, we'll have much more from Macy tonight at 11. Time now for this week's Player of the Week, and this young man brought the rain back to Kentucky with his shooting this past week. Willie Hope has more.
When shooters get hot, you should probably get them the ball, and that's exactly what Williamsburg did with Slate Hunter.
I just got to credit, my coaches and the players. I mean, they just did a phenomenal job of setting me up to be able to succeed.
Hunter started the week with 24 points against Whitley County, but that was only the beginning.
He had 44 points against Jellicoe on Thursday night, and then Saturday he had 37, so he had 2 outstanding games back-to-back.
In the games against Jellicoe and Knox Central, in which the Yellow Jackets were without their leading scorer in Caleb Rose, Hunter made 13 total threes. The junior is shooting 45% from downtown, which is in the top 10 in the state, and that's something he credits his head coach for.
I really appreciate Coach. He's put in a lot of extra time with me just to help me out, get me better, do everything we can to try to get me to that next level, and it's paid off so far.
Hunter can put up numbers from outside, but it's also about the other things that he does for the team.
Just the whole week, he did a great job. He had 12 rebounds against Jellicoe. I think he had 8 against Knox Central, so all-around play was outstanding this week.
The Yellow Jackets will need Hunter to continue his play if they hope to get back to the 13th region tournament for the first time since they won it in 2015.
We got a tough district, like you said, but I think on any given night we can beat any team in our district, and I think we got a good shot at making something special happen this year.
Reporting on the Williamsburg Yellow Jackets, Willie Hope, WYMT Mountain Sports.
And that is sports. We'll have more WYMT Mountain News right after the break.
A woman in Floyd County will be competing in a national competition. It's called the National Groceries Association Best Bagger Championship. Patty Woofter works at Super Dollar in Prestonsburg. To win the competition, Woofter will be competing in speed of bagging, proper bag building technique, weight distribution, and more. Right now, she holds the title as the best bagger in Kentucky.
But hopefully this is going to help people in our community a little bit more aware of that it's actually a serious thing, and it's a lot of fun. And I've won a trip to San Diego for it, so yeah, it's real.
Not bad. Woofter can bag 38 items in under 1 minute. At the end of this month, she'll be going to California to compete nationally. There is a grand prize of $10,000. Good luck to her. That's going to do it for Mountain News at 6. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The CBS Evening News is up next. Good night, everyone.